Frank Mir once ruled the UFC as a champion, and now his daughter Bella is following in his footsteps. Becoming a professional MMA fighter at just 17, she has now booked her third fight. Naturally, all eyes are on the legacy fighter right now. Want to know more about Bella Mir's upcoming fight? Keep watching for all the details. Let's begin. First up, Bella Mir just booked her third pro MMA fight. Until 2016, Frank Mir led the longest uninterrupted career for a UFC fighter ever, and the mixed martial arts professional made quite the name for himself. He's a legend in the UFC circuit and left his mark on the industry and won the championship 2 times. With a person like that, you'd expect the talent to run in the blood. And it does, as his daughter Bella Mir is proving. She's been around mats her entire life, watching her father climb the UFC ranks, and eventually decided to follow in his footsteps. She seems determined to achieve greatness and has said that she's aiming to surpass her famous father by 20 times. From the looks of it, she'll get there sooner rather than later. At just 17, Bella made her MMA debut as a professional fighter and has proved her superior genes. She admitted that her father had a lot of influence on her decision. If he played softball, she played it. But while he tried to get her into other sports, she soon realized she was destined to fight just like him. After winning her first 2 fights pretty quickly, she took a break, and we haven't seen her in the cage for a while. But now she's back for her next fight, and everyone's excited to see what she does next. Daughter of former UFC champion Frank Mir, professional MMA fighter, Bella Mir has spent her entire life making sure that she gets good enough to get ahead of her father, which isn't easy considering he's a former world champion. She mentioned that she's never been to a party and only one homecoming. Bella doesn't even hang out with her friends and has never drunk an energy drink, something usually unheard of for teenagers. But she thinks it has been worth it for her dream. Her father also quickly realized it was useless to stand in his daughter's way, even if he hadn't wanted her to get into fighting. He explained that she once dislocated her arm during softball practice, but refused to tell anyone because she didn't want to miss the session. Mir said that seeing her actually not talking to him over it made him see that she was very competitive. He quickly decided to support his daughter in every way possible to make sure she knew someone was standing behind her. It's probably that same drive and dedication that helped her graduate as a 4-time state champion and an MMA record of 2-0 as a professional fighter. Of course, her success hasn't come easy and is just a result of the work she put in. But it's obvious the girl also had natural talent. It played a part in setting off her career with her 3rd professional fight at just 19. Next, Bella Mir, Iowa Hawkeye, up for the latest MMA fight. Frank Mir definitely sees that his daughter is built differently. In an interview, he stated that he wouldn't say anything not expected of him as a supportive father, but it was a fact that everyone would know her name in 3 years. It's obvious why he has so much faith in her. After all, he witnessed her years of hard work. But Mir isn't the only one. Dana White, the same man that handed Frank the championship belt all those years ago, now sees something in his daughter too. Bella has mentioned how grateful she is for his support and that he's like another father. She calls him to relay her latest victory, and he even lets her use the UFC Performance Institute to get ready for whatever she has next. She faced a defeat on her way to a state title in 2017, but made a comeback by winning every other fight. Another time she lost in the first period during the folk style national finals, but answered by pinning her rival in the second period. Obviously, she's already no stranger to jumping back after a defeat, something UFC fighters need to learn quickly. And now, Mir looking to win 3rd pro MMA fight. At just 17, before even graduating from high school, she won her first professional fight against Danielle Wynn of Georgia at the iKon Fighting Federation in Sonora, Mexico. Dominating the first 2 rounds, she won by unanimous decision. Her second fight took place just 2 months later, again at Sonora. Her opponent was Alma Cespedes, and it's actually hard to call it a fight. Just 2 minutes after the fight started, Bella had Alma in a rear naked choke, and she was out cold. Mir then took a break to focus on improving her wrestling and joined the Hawkeyes of the University of Iowa under coach Clarissa Chun. She worked on her skills, and now she's ready to throw her hat into the ring. The fight will be at the Cove in Tulsa, Oklahoma on June 24th. It'll be at Xtreme Fight Night and will be streamed live on UFC Fight Pass. Mir will be aiming for a 3-0 record, but her opponent is yet to be announced. Next, in other news, Bella Mir signs up with University of Iowa for college. Bella Mir has committed to Iowa and will continue wrestling there in the fall. She's well connected to the mixed martial arts world and has won 2 fights while losing none. She wasn't planning to wrestle in college, so she could focus on mixed martial arts and keep up her winning streak. This plan was cut short when she received a suggestion from an unlikely source. UFC President Dana White urged Bella to continue her wrestling career, and it was former Oklahoma State star Danielle who suggested that she attended a rival program. Mir was a two-time Olympian in 2004 and 2008, and a former light heavyweight and heavyweight UFC champion. Mir will be one of 10 wrestlers who have committed to wrestle for Clarissa Chan at Iowa, due to the competition only. Officially beginning during the 2023-24 season, she'll spend her first year developing her skills. Bella stated that she wanted to get to know her team and Clarissa on a personal level, and that she wanted to focus on being ready for her actual season, which is her second year. Next, fans relive intense Brock Lesnar and Frank Mir rivalry. Brock Lesnar and Frank Mir faced off each other in an epic rivalry rematch over 10 years ago, and the clips of one of the UFC's most memorable moments are resurfacing. Mir and Lesnar first fought in Lesnar's UFC debut in 2008. Mir defeated him using a knee bar after the referee deducted points off him for striking Mir in the back of the head. Many people seemed to decide then that Lesnar had no future in the UFC and that he didn't have the talent to fight in the octagon, but they were proven wrong when he managed to climb to the heavyweight title with 2 consecutive wins, beating Heath Herring and then Randy Couture. Mir criticized Lesnar and publicly boasted about his victory, which seemed to frustrate the WWE superstar, fueling the narrative for their eventual rematch. Hence, in 2009, the heavyweight title bout Lesnar vs. Mir Part 2 was announced for the milestone event UFC 100. Lesnar made sure everyone knew that the only purpose of the rematch was revenge. When it started, Lesnar immediately took Mir down to the canvas and kept him there for the duration of the first round. He also did some damage to Mir's eye. Lesnar took his opponent to the ground with full force and won by a TKO. And finally, Frank Mir to join modern greats in induction to the UFC Hall of Fame. The UFC has just announced that Danielle Mir, who is a former UFC lightweight and the heavyweight champion, will be named in the UFC's Hall of Fame's Modern Wing as a member of the class of 2022. The 2022 UFC Hall of Fame induction ceremony, presented by Toyo Tires, will be in Las Vegas on Thursday, June 30th at the T-Mobile Arena. Mir had his professional MMA debut back in 2009 on September 25th, 2009. He defeated Gary Frazier by TKO in the second round and proceeded to defeat his next 10 opponents, winning the 2012 Strikeforce Heavyweight Grand Prix. The soon-to-be Hall of Famer then made his UFC debut against Frank Mir during UFC on Fox, Henderson vs. Melendez on April 20th, 2013. Mir defeated Mir. He then proceeded to remain victorious over Roy Nelson, Patrick Cummins, Dan Henderson, and UFC Hall of Fame John Jones at UFC 182 in their second match. Mir is a veteran of 26 fights during an 11-year MMA professional career. Others who have entered the Hall of Fame as a member of Modern Wing include Forrest Griffin, BJ Penn, Uriah Faber, Ronda Rousey, Michael Bisping, Rashad Evans, Georges St. Pierre, and Khabib Nurmagomedov. That's a wrap for this video. Will you be supporting Bella Mir in her upcoming fight? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.